Hello everyone, my name is Dave Camwell and I teach at Troy University, and we're here today to talk about Satin Doll, which is one of the Alabama All-State Jazz requirements. So the first thing I'll say is that on lead sheets like these, they're often think of them as scaffolding. They're not to be read particularly literally, especially in terms of the melody and the melody's rhythm. They're written just sort of as a basic outline of what the melody should be. But the more important thing and the better advice I think I can give you is to listen to a variety of really good jazz recordings, maybe 3, 4, 5 recordings. And in this day and age with Spotify and YouTube, Apple Music, etc., you'll be able to find lots and lots of really good recordings that you can try and mimic. So, and you'll notice that usually everyone plays the melody slightly differently, and even sometimes within the same tune, and that's okay. It still needs to be recognizable. I still need to have the core elements of it that say, oh yeah, this is Satin Doll. But there's a lot of different varieties on how to do that, and it's hard to kind of make that up unless you've actually heard some good recordings. So I think it would be time well spent to check out, as I say, 3, 4, 5 different recordings, and take what you like of your favorite of that, and then try and mimic that. And another big word sometimes we use a lot in jazz circles is transcription, or we transcribe it, and it's all part of trying to get that innate jazz style into our playing. All right, let's just talk about soloing on this chart. The A sections are interesting. They're essentially 2 5s, but that don't resolve to the 1. So B minor and E7, typically we would think of that resolving into an A major chord. And so you can think of course, 1 through 5, 7 in each of those chords, B minor and E7. Or you can think more broadly in terms of those first 2 bars in improvising in the key of A major. Same thing with the bars 3 and 4, except now we're up a step. So we would expect C sharp minor and F sharp 7, which serve as the 2 5 2, usually I would say a B major chord. But it doesn't resolve there. It delays that anticipation for a little while, which is one of the reasons this tune is cool to play. But you could think that bars 3 and 4, B major, and you would be fine. You would be harmonically correct. I do think in general having some guide tone lines is going to be an advantage. So going back to, let's say bar 1 to bar 2, we have B, D, F sharp, and A. And we want to be looking for ideally thirds and sevenths. One or both of those sometimes might resolve in a really nice harmonic way. So in this case, the A of B minor is going to resolve down a half step into the G sharp, which is the 3rd of E7, which is really good for improvisational purposes at this point. So try and look for some of those nice guide tones that really help to define the chord, and I think your solo will be much stronger because of it. One thing you could think about in bars 5 and 6, they're sort of like mirrors of each other, except 6 is down a half step from 5. So you could have some kind of short, relatively simple motive. Let's say I'll do 5 3 1, kind of triadically, so in F sharp minor, I'm going to go C sharp A, F sharp. And then I'm going to go to the next bar. I'm going to do the same thing except go down a half step. So then C, A flat, F. And then resolve from there. So it might sound like, we'll continue on like that. So that's a helpful, I think, harmonic way to think about certainly the A sections. All right, and in terms of soloing on the bridge, basically we've got two 2-5-1s, and you can think broad key centers here. The first one is what was definitely a traditional 2-5-1 in the key of D major here for us on alto. The second one is a little bit different. It's a 2-5-1. We'd expect it to actually the 1 to be E minor with the chords that we have here, but the tune has changed it to E7. So, but in broad strokes, we're looking at the key of D for the first 4, and then the key of E minor or E7, certainly when we resolve into those last 2 bars of the bridge. One little bebop hint that you can add for further flavor is what we call adding the flat 9 to a dominant chord. So A7 is the first one of these. first dominant chord, which then resolves to D major. And so having that B flat can really add some nice bebop quality to your lines. Or if you hear, here's the whole 2-5-1. Or sharp 9 as well, sharp 9 flat 9. So some nice options for you there too. So in terms of transcription, you'll hear that a lot in some of the great bebop players that played this starting in the late 1940s and 50s and things like that. So if at all possible, see if you can get that into your solo. Good luck.